Renault reckons that this Megane E-Tech plug-in PHEV model offers an ideal compromise between the future requirement for eco-minded electrification and the current need for everyday common sense. There's a 30-mile electric driving range, a choice of body styles, 5-door hatch or this sports tourer estate, and pricing that undercuts a number of key plug-in segment rivals. So, this contender ought to be worth a second look. This electrified Megane's E-Tech plug-in hybrid 160 horsepower petrol power plant is an interesting piece of engineering, but how easy will it be to get the most of it out on the road? Well, let's check it out. This sees a 1.6 litre petrol engine mated to two electric motors powered by a 9.8 kilowatt hour 400 volt battery. This package generates 394 newton meters of torque and allows for a range of about 30 miles, plus the ability to travel at up to 84 miles an hour on electric power alone. It's quite an intriguing package. It's shared with the brand's Capture Small SUV, and as with that car, you always pull away silently using all-electric power, and beyond that, you control everything with a revised multi-sense driving mode system that features three basic settings. The two extremes are Pure, which engages all-electric drive and can be locked in with a fascia EV button, and Sport, which is engine only and which you'll have to engage to replicate the claimed performance figures, 62 in 9.8 seconds on the way to 111 miles an hour. Most of the time, though, your choice will be My Sense, which is a hybrid setting engineered to use both power sources most efficiently. This plug-in hybrid Megane's gearbox is an auto, of course, but of the more unusual dog box clutchless variety, and it offers an extra B mode which maximises regenerative braking to the point where you'll hardly ever have to use the actual brake pedal. Whatever your chosen transmission setting, nearly all the time when you're either off throttle or slowing the car down, restorative energy is being fed back into the battery. Much of it is then used to aid acceleration, but if you want to save all of it for battery-only town travel when you'll most need it, then a further e-save setting is available to allow for that. Inevitably, all of this clever tech carries quite a weight penalty, nearly 400 kilos, which has an effect on both ride quality and cornering body control. But unless you go throwing the car about, you'll probably be quite happy at the dynamic balance that Renault has achieved here. The E-Tech plug-in version of this car comes in hatch and sport tourer estate guises, but visual changes over the standard model are limited to a few E-Tech badges. This model does, of course, feature all the visual updates visited on the revised version of this fourth generation Megane. The bumpers, the lower grille and the front corner cutouts have all been redesigned, and the headlights now are of the Renault LED Pure Vision type, with beams increased in range by nearly 30%. Inside, changes over the ordinary Megane are fairly minimal. There's an EV button amongst the piano-style keys. Below this central EasyLink infotainment screen, this will be either 7 or 9.3 inches in size, depending on the trim level you choose. This monitor has various EV-specific menus, including a useful energy infographic that shows at any given time what's being powered by what. The instrument binnacle display, either 7 inches or 10.2 inches in size, depending on trim, is EV specific too. Most of the E-Tech features are showcased in the right-hand virtual dial. Glance down at the E-Shifter auto gear stick and you might notice its extra regenerative braking option, B. Otherwise things are just as they would be in any other Megane, which means you get quite a premium ambiance thanks to smart trim and upholstery, which is RS line themed in this top model. And you'll like little extra touches like 8-colour ambient lighting and this rimless electrochrome rear view mirror. TomTom navigation is standard, as is Apple CarPlay and Android Auto smartphone integration. Time to take a seat in the back. Now, despite this fourth generation Megane's relatively lengthy wheelbase and the fact that it's one of the widest cars in the class, accommodation here is quite tight, despite Renault's insistence that there's more shoulder room here than most rivals can offer. Unless the passengers ahead of you are quite short, you won't find very much space for your knees and legs. Finally, let's take a look in the boot. Lift the tailgate, you'll find the opening is good square shape, but this high sill will make it a bit awkward to get heavier items in. Inside, the space that you get falls by 116 litres over what you get in a conventionally engined TCE 140 petrol model, which means that in this ETech Sports Tourer estate, we've got 447 litres to play with. Use these cargo sidewall catches to drop the 60-40 split rear bench, and that increases to 1,408 litres of total capacity.